What's popping, gamers? First, I will explain the basics of the cards, mechanics and the lanes, and then I will implement it on actual gameplay footage so you can see it in action and explain how turns work. I also advise you to check out my card breakdown and meta speculation videos for more insight into specific cards, combos, and more advanced effects of abilities. Let's start. So there's 3 different types of resources in this game: mana, gold, and cards. There's a total of 280 different cards, including 44 heroes. You have 2 decks, one with 9 item cards and one with 40 or more other cards belonging to specific colors. The item cards you buy in the shopping phase of the game, with gold, which I will come back to, while the rest you play using mana. Your big deck must consist of 5 heroes of your choice, and the spells that come with them, 3 per hero. That adds up to 15, and then you add another 25 or more of your choice related to the hero, but must be of the same color as the heroes, and you can have no more than 3 of the same copy. Let's take a look at the different card types. There's hero cards, item cards, spell cards, creature cards, and improvement cards. Hero cards do not count in your deck. It's the spell card that comes with them that does. Other than having a spell, most heroes also have a passive, active, reactive, or continuous effect ability. This can, for example, be Phantom Assassin's continuous effect ability, Efficient Killer. They also have stats, attack, armor, and health. I will come back to these stats later in the video when we talk about combat. At the top of a card, each hero card has 3 slots. You can buy item cards and buff up your hero with them, and if the hero is killed, the item card will still be there when they respawn. A hero is not played with mana like the other colored cards. Instead, they are deployed, which I will explain later in the deployment phase. Item cards do not belong to a specific color and require gold instead of mana. You get gold from killing units. They can do anything from heal a unit to give them extra attack. Spell cards do anything from summon creeps to disarming a unit or just buff one of your own units. They require mana, and when you've used them, they're gone, like for example an instant in Magic the Gathering. Creature cards are units you summon at the cost of mana. They are not heroes, nor are they creeps. They have stats like heroes and creeps do, and they can have powerful abilities like heroes do, but they do not have item slots. And when they die, they die. They can't be redeployed. Improvement cards are like upgrades you place on a lane. They have an ability and will persist where you choose until the enemy manages to remove them. For example, Trebuchet, which deals damage directly to the enemy's tower before every round. All cards except item cards and creeps belong to a specific color. We have blue, green, red, and black. Blue cards are defined as mage and late game, green as support and summons, red as bruisers, and black as assassins and crossboard abilities. When using a card that isn't a hero card, it must be the same color as the hero in the lane you intend to play it. Blue and green seems to be weaker early due to higher mana costs, but much more powerful late game. Red and black are the opposite and much better early. As for now, you choose either of the 2 set combos, but I hope that in the future we will be able to see color combos as we please, or maybe not combo at all. Perhaps it could be possible with a pure red deck, for example, if there is enough cards per color, or a blue-black deck. It seems, in my opinion, a little bit forced from Valve's side that they have just chosen the meta of green plus blue versus red plus black, and I hope this is something they are only doing now during beta and will open up for more experimental approaches when the game gets released. But for now, it seems they are set on this Dire versus Radiant cliché. I've mentioned 3 resources: mana, gold, and cards. Your mana lets you use the spell, creature, and improvement cards, while gold lets you buy item cards for your heroes. You get 3 mana initially per lane, plus 1 per lane each round. You get gold by killing creeps and heroes, and you can use them to buy item cards in the shop between rounds. You get 1 gold for killing creeps and 5 gold for killing heroes. This is also interesting for red and black versus blue and green, because it seems the early game meta has a slight advantage, because they generally kill more units early and get gold faster, potentially exponentially. So now that we know about the different cards, let's talk about the boards you play them on. It's incredibly interesting to me that we have 3 different lanes at once, and you play at the same time. However, they aren't simply 3 different games. All the lanes and a lot of cards interact cross-board, especially black, and for example the card Blink Dagger. In each lane, there is a tower which has 40 hit points. Destroy your enemy's tower and the ancient is revealed, which has 80 hit points. Destroy a second tower or the ancient, and you win the game. To attack a tower, you simply have to make it so that there is no creeps in front of whoever on your side is attacking. They will always attack what is directly in front of them when in combat, and you can see if either is taking enough damage that they die if they have a red cross over them. When you summon units or deploy heroes, laning cards also decide which direction they will attack. But when their way is cleared, they can hit the tower. An example of where this gets interesting is with Sorla Khan. She has siege damage, which makes her do extra damage to towers. So you want her in a lane or situation where she can freely attack the tower and not get blocked. So how does turns, rounds, combat and initiatives work? It's a bit complex but super interesting once you understand it, so bear with me. So the game is divided into turns, and each turn consists of a round, a shopping phase and a deployment phase. Let's first look at the round. Round 1, we start with 5 cards, 3 mana per lane, 1 hero per lane with a total of 3, and then 3 creeps randomly distributed among the lanes. You do not play at all the lanes at once, instead you go through them one by one, starting from the left side. But while each lane has its own mana pool, you only have 1 hand of cards, so use them wisely. Within each round, there's 3 phases: the pre-action phase, the action phase, and the combat phase. The pre-action phase is simply drawing cards, so we don't need to worry about that one. The only thing worth noting is that the first round you draw 5 cards, whereas all other rounds you draw 2. The action phase is very interesting. Instead of you and your opponent having each your round where you do everything you want and spend all your mana at once, in Artifact we have initiatives in the action phase. Look at the glowing yellow button with the Artifact logo on. Whoever has the initiative gets to play a card, and when they have done so, the initiative shifts to the next player. If you can't play any cards, you can also just click the initiative button to pass. Each player plays up to 2 cards, and then the action phase ends. When it does, we head into the combat phase, and all the units in the lane attack whoever is in front of them. If a card has enough damage compared to the one in front of them's health and armor, the card is killed. If it's not killed, it still takes damage. Armor is for this reason very powerful, because it reduces all damage taken. If a unit with 4 armor is attacked by 5 damage, it only takes 1 damage to its health. If there is nothing in front of it, it attacks the tower. The action and combat phase is repeated on the 2 other lanes as well, and then the first round is over. Between rounds, we have the shopping and deployment phase. The shopping phase lets you use the gold you acquired from killing units to buy item cards. You can choose from a randomly selected secret shop item, an item from your item card deck, and a random consumable. These can be used during the next round's action phase. The hero deployment phase is, like the name suggests, the phase where you spawn or respawn your hero cards. You also get 2 free creeps randomly distributed in the lanes. The first deployment phase, you can deploy the remaining 2 heroes you have in your deck, and in later deployment phases, you can redeploy killed hero cards. So yeah, this is how you play. You continue to do this round by round until either you or your opponent loses 2 towers. Now, of course, there are some exceptions to all these things, but they are so particular that they are much more comfy in my card breakdown video, which you should check out, by the way. So I hope this was coherent, and if it was, please leave a like, and I hope to see you around. Peace.